A different view of the entrance road bypass project, which is part of the Sound Transit 200th link. So we're bypassing. We're putting in a pylon over here. So the road is, one lane is going to be cut back. So we're having the entrance cut down to one lane here. So they're bringing it down to grade, and then they'll be bringing in crushed surfacing base course to bring it up, and then they'll pave it. You can see a little construction entrance, which is nice. All trucks will be coming in to drop the gravel. Nobody will be going back out. They'll drive through, drop, and then go out the other end here where they'll have another construction entrance. There is definitely potential for track out when they start doing that, but for right now they're in good shape. They're loading the truck out while it sits on the existing asphalt, which is going to come out. He's loading slowly, so he's keeping the dust down, doing a good job with that. And what else? No silt fence here because we've got grass on one side, we've got the curbing on the other. The curbing does go out, but for this part of the work they're keeping the curb in, so the side is contained between the curbing and the grass. On this side we've got a swale, and the swale is being used for any water that's encountered, any stormwater runoff if it rains, although it's June and the rain has been minimal so far. But just in case, this they're utilizing the area nicely. Instead of bringing in tanks or something, they're just using the existing surface. The sandbag dam is fine. It's actually massive overkill. Let me get closer here. It doesn't need to be that big. That's enough to hold back a river. But one thing to notice, see that the top here where the water you think would go over is higher than the side. So basically you're building a big check dam. And the rule with check dams is this point here needs to be lower than the center point. Otherwise the water builds up. That's as high. You've got this real high dam, but the water can only build up that high before it goes around. Now normally in a ditch, that's a dirt ditch, this would be an erosion point, and this would be an erosion point. Since it's grass, that's not a problem. But just for use of materials, this just doesn't need to be this high. You could take 2 or 3 layers off and build this out even farther if you wanted, if you thought you were going to have that much water. But it's fine. You're still going to get capacity in there, and I don't think we're ever going to get water in here for this project anyway. They've only got another week and a half of work on this, so it's pretty minimal chance that they're going to have problems. Another thing to notice on this, and you can see where they've scraped down, the soil's moist. This is pretty moist soil. When you get under the overpass where it hasn't had moisture in years, well, maybe not years, but a long time, you can see the dust. This stuff is flour. Look at this. So that's just real powdery stuff. Just even walking on it causes dust. If you put water on it to keep it down, would be good, but then you start having problems with vehicles if they need to get in here. So this is kind of a trade-off. It'd be great to not have any dust, but the operator is doing a good job trying to keep it down. I did ask him to go slow through this area. He needs to go back and forth. And he pointed out that as the caterpillar moves dirt around, he's exposing the soil that's a little bit moister, so that'll help keep the dust down too. Fortunately, we've got a cloudy day, so once he gets the moist exposed, it's going to stay moist quite a while. The loadout should be done today. We only got a few more trucks worth of soil to go out. We're approaching the weekend. Actually, this is Friday, so it is the weekend. And one thing that's going to have to keep in mind is if it's dry and sunny over the weekend and windy, potentially this whole area is going to start blowing dust. So I'm hoping that they're keeping that in mind. And one thing you can do, rather than cover the whole thing with plastic, which is really a waste is if they wet it down really good today at the end of the shift, it'll stay dry for a while, but also the water will cause the soil to form a crust, and if nobody messes with it over the weekend, the dust should be very minimal. So they're doing a good job on this. One other thing I wanted to point out, some existing catch basins here. There's a couple, one here and there's one over. They put a sock in and then plastic under the lid so nothing can get in. Don't really need the sock with the plastic in there, but here, see the dust? It just, they should get a water truck out here if they're going to do much more of this. But anyway, this catch basin they're going to build up. They're going to put risers in to bring it up to the new grade. But for now, just in case it rains, it's sealed off, so nothing can get in there. I think that's about it on this one. You see the sweeper's going. There's really nothing on the road because they're careful loading out, but they are sweeping anyway. They did a good job on the saw cut down here and cleaning it up too. I think they did of course they vacuumed while they were saw cutting, but then they've been sweeping it, so it's nicely picked up. Okay, I'm going to cross the street and look at one other thing. Hang on.